and obviously they still have some work to do on it. There we go. So anyway, you guys are entering what seems to be the outskirts of this jungle. Just a ways up to the northwest is kind of the end of the jungle area and more of just ruins and the temple. So when you make it on up to the northwest, you would be around the temple.
I
Well,
hear
the
you.
closer we get to the temple, the more we should be cautious.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I agree.
also should be really careful because these werewolves are probably playing traps. So we
Um,
should really keep our eyes open.
if it's the same werewolves that we met, they're kind of afraid to come into the jungle. At least from what I know.
Yeah, and if memory serves, they're regular looking people during the day.
Yeah, so during this time, they're not really a threat.
I wonder if this shrine has something to do with that. With werewolves, being werewolves.
Well, they told us that there was these vampire worshipping some kind of vampire god in the area or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Just hope.
supposedly we're supposed to kill a god to save a friend.
Yeah, they told
Well,
us
that's
about
just
this vampire god.
well, that's gonna be fun.
That's what I said too. But it was either agree to their terms or we all would have been bitten.
I think they called him
Yeah.
Zatzalaha or something like that.
It was a pretty big, difficult name to pronounce, yes.
Yeah, vampire god. Well, it's a bit more complicated name than mine, but maybe because mine's so easy, I can remember a longer name, right? That's got to be it.
Sure, yes. Well, maybe we should travel side by side instead of in the line.
You think so?
I mean, last time we were in the line, if it did turn out bad, a lot of people were going to aim at one person. Remember back at the fort? I kind
I
of read,
mean, yeah, but
I kind of read head first in towards the fort, and it could have been really, really bad. That was on my fault. I'm sorry.
I still think a line should be better. I mean, we don't have to be like 20 feet apart.
right.
All right, so we're going to travel buddy buddy. Who's up here with me?
I'll take the front with you. That's
All right.
fine.
I have a pretty keen eye. Maybe I should be somewhere up front.
Yeah,
It's up
if
to
you want
you. I
to be
mean,
between.
you got those weird tricks you do up your sleeve there.
Oh, yeah, magic. Uh, well, as long as you're in the front, I suppose I should be fine.
As long as we don't see no more of those damn drow. So come on up
Drow.
here, whoever's getting behind me, unless you want me to go up ahead by myself.
Okay. And I keep searching the ground and the upper parts of trees for any sign of unusual things.
Okay. Is there you and Sinclair hanging back, or?
No, I'm up next to you.
Oh,
just took me a second.
Roll 20 kind of freaked out there for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you mean to cast darkness?
No.
Make sure it didn't take one of your spell slots off when you cast that.
It didn't.
Okay. All right, so we keep traveling along.
Yeah, as far as marching order goes, Sarah's just gonna stay to the side, if not a little bit back toward the end of the party to kind of cover the rear.
Okay.
And she's like looking around, but I mean, she sees fours, so she's really just paying attention as to what Sal's doing.
Okay.
Anyway, Sinclair's just gonna be waiting for anything to jump out at him. If and when it happens.
Okay.
I think as we get closer to this clearing, Sarah starts putting her shield up to her a little bit more, a little bit closer. Man, it's like every time I move my token or about to, roll 20 just stops. Well, this is a really big area. Now which way do we go?
I tried to see if there are any tracks leading anywhere on this path.
Roll perception.
And Sal, the whole time she's got her shield in front of her, you see her right arm kind of stretched out as if it looks like she's holding a weapon or something. So she's kind of like this.
Just waiting for him.
So yeah, as you're keeping track there, Simon, you start to feel the hair on the back of your head standing up, and you start seeing movement in the jungle, more than just the leaves, and it becomes more apparent that you guys are somewhat surrounded. You got some guys up ahead, some off to your to the northeast there, and then a couple behind you. And these are led by a guy in a hood. But then there's also just some of these guys with with their teeth filed down. All their teeth in the front are filed down and jagged, kind of like shark's teeth. And then you also have a number of guys.
Well, it looks like we walked into a party.
Are they attacking us or
The weird
just
thing
staying
is,
there?
coming out of the bushes appears to be a goat. Possibly initially these guys were looking for some sort of a sacrifice, but they kind of chased this goat out of the bushes, and so there's also these guys. You've seen gnomes before, most of you have, but these gnomes are like the skin's like the color of ash. They look really strange, and they have these dogs on chains next to them. I'll give you a picture of that. No, I'll just blow it up. Y'all see that?
Oh wow, that's cool.
Those are on chains led by these gnomes.
Are they two-headed or is that two?
That's two. That would be vicious if they were two-headed.
I honestly don't know what would be worse, a two-headed dog or two dogs.
Probably two
Oh no,
dogs.
you know what? You're right. It's an ugly two-headed hound. But anyway, they are two-headed, so take your pick which is worse. They're kind of like salivating. Saliva's like dripping from their fangs, and they were looking at the goat originally. And as you guys almost crossed their line of sight, they jerk their head at you and give you a snarl. So everybody roll initiative.
Huzzah! And there was much rejoicing. Ugh. I guess nobody's doing very good. Oh, no, there you go.
So is it just these two to our north and south that see us, or is it everybody that sees us?
It's the two that you can tell see you. You couldn't tell if the others could see you if you can't see them, but yeah.
To be fair, I can see the whole map, so I don't know.
Yeah, we can see pretty much everything.
I know you are like a god looking from the clouds at your character, but but no. So that's where we're going to stop for a few minutes and take a break. Say like 5 or 10 minutes.
Awesome.
All right.
Get a time for us to re-roll second characters and
Nothing
Still haven't
can
put
be
together
solved.
I think I'll have that barbarian ready by next week.
All right.
And I'm under the safe assumption that if I can see them, they can see me. Within 60 feet at least.
You're the
It's
safe
more than-
assumption that what?
That if I can see them, they can see me at 60 feet at least.
Yeah, but who saw who first? It looks like Zerish picked up on them first. So what is Zerish going to do?
On that guy, right?
I'm sorry. You're asking what?
Because I'm in the back of the party, I was asking if I could see just these two. Or
You
if
can
I
see
could
anybody
all
that your
the-
character can see.
Oh, okay. So at first glance, seeing these things way down here, her first instinct is to be like, oh crap, get ready. She's going to use her Infernal Legacy trait to cast Darkness.
Okay, where at?
Can you see that at all?
No. Are you pinging the map somewhere?
I'm gonna put the center point right here.
Just use the draw shape tool. Because we should be able to see.
Okay, so you're putting it right there where your center of your thing is, right?
Yeah.
So cast it. So I see it in the chat log.
And because that was a legacy thing, it didn't take up any of my spell slots.
Okay, darkness spread from a point you choose within range, that's easily in range. 15-foot radius sphere. Darkness spreads around the corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through the darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it if the point you choose is on an object you are holding, or one that isn't being worn or carried. Darkness emanates from the object and moves with it, completely covering the source. Any of the spells overlaps with an area of light created by a spell, or second level or lower spell created light is dispelled. So there you go. So do you want to draw a 15-foot radius circle? I mean, if you
I've
show me the
never,
exact spot, I'll do it for you.
yeah, I've never drawn in Roll20, so
Do you know how to ping a spot? Just put your mouse where you want it and hold it down, and it'll.
yeah. I had my mouse on the ruler at the time.
Okay.
You said it's a sphere?
There's darkness. 15-foot radius, yeah, in the sphere.
Shit.
Why is that not letting me choose sphere?
That'd be the. I don't know if you can see that line, but that'd be the total length of it from the middle point.
Hells bells. How do you draw a circle with it?
Go down to here. Put it up one more time, Phil.
It's a square right above the rock there. There is a way to actually draw a circle. I know there is.
Yeah, I know there's a way to do it. I've done it before, but for some reason it's not letting me do it through the shape tool. Oh, hold. Okay, I got it. Hold on. Let me delete this. And then
There you go.
yeah.
So now we got two of them on there.
I'll delete mine. That's fine.
Which one's being deleted? The dark one or light one?
The purple one.
Okay.
Purple one's getting deleted.
I think you have control over that circle, Doc. If I don't know if you can expand it or not. It needs to be a little bit expanded.
You should be able to drag your cursor and highlight it.
I can rotate it, but I can't expand it.
Oh, you can't expand it. Yeah,
I mean, it does cover
Drop
the
it.
top guy up here. It just needs to be brought down a little bit toward us a little bit.
I mean, Doc should be able to expand it the same way he expands enlarges tokens.
How did you draw that, and why is it oblong?
On the draw tool, if you hold Alt, it'll draw a circle instead of a square.
But it's like where your mouse originates. So I started at the dog when I made the circle. But then it started quickly going into an oval, so I just straightened it out to see if I could get it.
Let's see if I can do this. I thought it's supposed. You said hold Alt while I'm doing it, right?
Yeah, just move your. Well, I can't see what you're doing until you drop it on the table.
Yeah, I just drew a line.
Did you move your cursor up and down to create the second dimension of it? Because you pull it out for width, and then up and left and right will control the width of it, and then up and down will control your how tall the circle is. And then if you hold shift, oh well.
Perfect. .15-foot radius centered right there in the middle. If you want to adjust where it's cast at, you can do that.
That shows up 10 feet from the center.
No, count out 15 feet from the center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then if I want to adjust that, I want to try to get the top 3.
So yeah, this is 15 feet this way, 15 feet that way, 15 feet that way, 15 feet that way.
Yeah, so knowing that, I do want to adjust it, and I do want to hit the dog and these 3 guys up here, mostly.
Put them out. You want to hit this dog. And what?
If I can. And the pathway.
You get 4 over there. I guess you could probably say you get 4 over here. Which one would you prefer?
Let's put it right on the dog. That'd be my max.
So hit
sight
this
distance.
guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Those 4.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. You said it can stick to somebody, right? Or no?
You said what?
Rereading it. It's a point you choose at an object you're holding. Oh, if you're holding. Come on. Yeah, that's good.
Alright.
And then just for a bonus action. So you can get right here and
look at the dog that's over here to the right, and she's just gonna conjure her weapon as a bonus action.
Okay.
So, Sal, you see her conjure a really, really ornate looking flail from her right hand.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, action, movement, and bonus action.
All right. This little gnome releases his dog. He's like, attack, get him. Who's up here? Make a Constitution saving throw there.
Me, Sinclair?
Zerish.
Constitution, you said?
Yep. And wow, that's pretty. You are beefy.
Yeah. I'm a big girl.
Them big bones.
Those thick thighs.
And you make a save. As this gnome comes up, he casts a spell, and everything starts to fade to black. And then you shake it off, and you can see. And Sinclair.
So, seeing Zerish get attacked from down here, I'm going to step 10, 15 feet this way.
That's actually. Where did you start at?
Here.
The one up here.
Yeah,
So
let's
if
see.
you move in the space of another character, if it's a friendly character, you can do it.
Right.
But it's difficult terrain, so it takes
I was
twice as
moving
much movement.
diagonally.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then I'm gonna attack this guy for trying to backdoor my party.
Okay. He's wearing chainmail. He's got a war pick in his hand as well, and he's got a dart gun. And you just clocked him upside the head with your glaive.
I'm gonna come back at him with my backswing.
After the first hit, you hit him so hard he's practically falling over onto the ground. You almost cleaved him clean in two, and then you came with a backswing, but he hadn't even recovered from the first one, so you kind of overshot him.
Okay, and then in that case, since he's kind of down below me, I'll use my bonus action to bring down the opposite end of my glaive, the polearm end, just kind of down on either his head or shoulders.
Knees and toes.
You spin your glaive around and smash him in the teeth with the butt end of it, and it knocks him clean off his feet, and he lands on his back, and he's motionless, dead.
See how useful a glaive can be, Zerish?
I told you
And,
he was a monk.
That'll end his turn.
And this gnome up here, he repeats the commands, says, kill him. Well, wait a minute, does... I'd say he speaks... Nobody in the party speaks Gnomish, do they?
I don't think I do. No.
Yeah, these guys are speaking, and you can pretty much understand what they're saying. When he says it with a snarl and he releases the dog. See who he goes after. He's pretty stupid.
Gnomish is one of those languages I just did not take.
The only time I think I've taken it was when I played an artificer.
I say, like, you know, I'm going to go ahead and roll a die 6 for a die 4. Because it'll probably roll a 1 through 4. That's the odds. And it rolls 6 and then rolls a 6 again. So I'm going to break out the die 4.
He's thinking about it. It's like, are you sure?
He comes up here in the middle of Zara Sullivan and Sinclair, right up between you. And he's attacking Sullivan. And he's trying to bite at you with its first head.
And this thing is eager to die.
As he goes to bite him, it'll activate my my sentinel feat, and I'll get an opportunity of attack on him.
What's it activating?
My sentinel feat. If somebody attacks an opponent within my attack range, other than me.
Well, on his attack against Sinclair, he misses on his bite, and then roll your sentinel attack. And you just hit this dog. You're just super quick reflexes. He went to bite and he missed, and then the head, as it's pulling back, you clocked it upside the head.
Nice.
Now, does your sentinel attack? Can you post that up there? Does it use a reaction, or is it what is it?
Yeah, it's my reaction, so I can only do one per round.
Gotcha.
Here, I'll post it.
I just wasn't sure if it was a bonus action or reaction. I figured it's probably reaction.
Yeah,
and I
a
think you didn't take a reaction, so cool. All right, so yeah, you did hit him. You got him right in the neck. He's bleeding there a little bit.
Nice.
And on his next attack with his other head, he attacks Sullivan, and he hits. He takes a big chunk out of your leg there, and he does 5 piercing damage to you.
To me?
To Sullivan, yep.
Okay. Five piercing, so 29. I also can't see any rolls in the chat from other people.
Well, the
They're
thing
all
is, all my rolls I have whispered to the DM. So say you, I don't know, you were in town and you went to a whorehouse. And you're walking back, you got a big grin on your face, and one of your party members goes, she's a girl and she suspects you've been out to no good. Where have you been? Have you been out to a whorehouse again? And you're like, no, I don't ever go to places like that. And so I would say roll a deception check, and then she would roll. My brain's not straight today.
Insight.
No. Anyway, yeah. So you probably right now I would say insight just because my brain's not functioning. But anyway, her insight or whatever would need to be above your deception, right? So, is it going to be realistic if I tell her that that you seem to be truthful? If she knows that she only thinks you're truthful because you rolled low? You see what I'm saying? She doesn't see your roll, so she just knows if she believes you or not. That's why,
It's
for good
I mean,
roleplay, it's beneficial to hide the rolls.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to roll your attack rolls and make them not hidden when you roll those, that would be fine if you can do that while still rolling the other rolls.
I just thought it's a bug or something.
Yeah, no problem.
To be fair, this is probably the first this is probably the first game I've ever played that actually used the whisper system. All the others are like straight rolls, so I kind of like it.
It's good for roleplay, but I miss when you're in a critical moment and say you roll a 20. But I do go say you're going to you're trying to pick you're a thief and you're going to pick the pocket of the guy in front of you in a dungeon, maybe the guard or something like that in town, and you roll a natural 1. The other people don't see it, but I'm going to describe it like, okay, you go to pick the guard's pocket. Just as you reach out to grab him, you slip over a round rock in the road, and you slip, and you reach out with your hands to grab to keep from falling over, and you just happen to grab onto the guy's pants, and you pull the guy's pants down around his ankles, and you crash into these pots and pans as you hit the ground, and everybody in the whole courtyard looks around at all the racket. And the guard is standing there with his pants around his ankles, and you're holding his pants. So obviously he failed with a critical failure. The same goes for if you succeed with a natural 20. So I do take into account how high or low you roll as far as how I describe what happens.
You do indeed, in fact, put the bucket over his head and take his pants.
Yeah, you pickpocketed him of his pants. Anyway. So, let's see. That is the Death Dog's turn. And now the cultist. He moves up to here. Skirting the darkness there. And, well, he's looking very handy and capable, but he's kind of incapable at the very moment. He's looking at you and he's showing his fangs, his sharpened teeth that he has in his mouth. He gives a loud scream, but other than that, he's being harmless at the moment. So he's going to come up here and let's see. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sullivan, you're the lucky one today for some reason.
Beginner's luck.
I was gonna say.
Ooh. He pulls out a
Freshman
blowgun
hazing.
and shoots a poison dart right into your neck. He does 4 piercing damage and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Roll high, roll high.
He gets hit with a dart, takes 4 damage, and he starts feeling really nauseous. He starts to heave, and he shakes it off, and he feels all right. And that's his turn. Ooh, this dude's fast. This looks like this leader in the robes with a hood. He releases his dog. And he is surprisingly, this goat gets his attention, and he can't pass him up without taking a go at this goat. He takes a bite at the goat, and the goat jumps up like 10 feet in the air, and the dog misses. And he repeats. That is a hard to hit goat.
It's the alpha.
That's lunch right there. Fight, victory, feast.
This guy's blinded. All right. He's waving his arms around, just trying to feel his way out. And he finally, after moving around in circles in there, he makes it to just outside, and that's his turn. There's another guy with his sharpened fangs comes running at you. And he's running and he's waving a scimitar in his hands. But that's all the further he gets. Sullivan.
Can I wait for the last guy to move?
Can you wait for what?
For the last guy to move. This one.
Oh, you could hold your action.
Yeah, I'll hold.
Yeah. Okay, so just remember that. Well, here, whenever you're holding your action, if you click your token, and then in the bottom left corner you see like a little round shield. Click that, and then on the second row down on the left you'll see an exclamation mark. See, now your character has an exclamation mark. That means he's holding his action. Okay. Now you could still, you're not taking any actions at all, right?
I just wait for the last guy to make it his move.
Okay.
Right now.
This is the last guy.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up here and he's yelling at that dog. Not the goat, you idiot.
Yeah. What is действие?
Zerif?
Я
Alright.
же держал действие.
Yeah, did you pass him up?
I
What's
was
that?
holding my action. I wanted to go after this last guy stops. Can I do that? Now.
Well, the last guy, yeah, you can go now, sure.
Okay. Then, since they were very courteous to bunch up, I'm going to cast Fireball. It's 3rd level.
Damn.
Right?
Yep.
Here.
And, well, it's not given the description of the spell automatically when it does it. I have to fix that. So can you click the little, it's like an eye beside the spell?
Yeah. I'm clicking it.
Now there's got to be another symbol that does it. Or just tell me the diameter.
It's 20 feet, and it's dexterity for half.
Yeah. And so, where are you going to center it on?
Oh, right on this guy. As long as I don't hit anyone. Yeah, it's safe.
Wow. Just miss Lars. You you singed the hair off of his arms.
It'll make him more handsome.
24.
That's nuts.
Boom.
It's pretty much average damage.
Actually.
He still hit a lot of people with it.
And you hear this.
Dead going incoming.
Whoops!
That was the last thing this guy ever heard in his life.
You gotta wonder what the guy in the darkness is thinking.
Yeah, he's a little worried.
Because no light can enter that space, right? So it's like fireball, and all of a sudden,
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't see it. It would just be the G-force that hit him back.
and all you hear from the background is a half-elephant voice just going, "Whoops!"
The most important question is, did they hit the goat?
You guys already had good dinner last night. Might as well have a good lunch today, right? These death dogs are tough.
They're durable.
Yep. And let's see, it's a dexterity check, ain't it?
Yeah. 14. Ooh.
So, boom! You kill 3 of the cultists with the sharpened fangs, and you killed 1 goat. Something smells awesome. It smells like lamb chops. And this dog here is not looking very good. He smells nasty.
I reach out to this dart in my neck. I pull it out. I look at this gnome. I say, "You're next, you horrible person!" Drop it to the ground.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Sinclair, you just saw this guy beside you emit this flaming little ball, and it went out in the pack of these guys, and boom, blew up. And you see a bunch of smoldering ashes and smoke rising from the ground where they came from, along with some burnt wood.
Ah, I see you know fireworks. Resplendent. Then he's gonna step up over here. And he's going to do two things. He's going to use one of his fighting spirits as a bonus action so that he has advantage on his attacks until the end of the turn.
Okay.
And then he's also going to use his action surge so that he gets multiple attack actions. And he's gonna start on this dog that he's already attacked once. And he's just gonna bring the axe, or try to bring his axe down right between his two heads on his like inner shoulder blade.
Split him in two, right?
Yeah.
You just missed. He zigged when you thought he was going to zag.
So I'll come back up and try to catch him. Oh wait, I'm supposed to have advantage, so that's still part of the first attack, I guess. Right? Or is there a way to set it to roll? Oh, there's a way to set it to roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. So I guess, does the second roll hit for the first attack? I don't think it does, right?
Yeah, we'll say a hit for the first attack.
Okay, cool. And then the rest will be with the advantage on. Ooh.
And you hit him again. He's looking bad off.
And I'll come back.
That's a miss. Oh wait a minute, that's a hit. Bam, bam, bam. You made chop suey out of that guy. He's currently indistinguishable from what he used to be. He looks like a pile of goo on the ground.
And as he falls, I'm just gonna grab the end of the pole from my glaive and just spin. And I'm gonna bring it down on top of this guy, just as hard as I can.
Okay. He gets hit right in the middle of the head, and he's like holding the top of his head. Got some blood dripping down between his eyes.
And then that'll end Sinclair's turn. He'll just kind of be panting over his overexertion.
Okay.
Did I get skipped?
Did you get skipped? That might be my fault. Because we went back to do.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Yeah, I got skipped.
You go right before Sinclair.
But we backtracked to do
Sal's turn
yeah,
because he
and
held
then
his turn.
we forgot to go back to Zhich.
Okay. Yeah, I might have hit next turn without looking to see what the name was on. So what do you do?
Well, I was gonna kill this dog, but it looks like he took care of it for me. So I'll go up here and see if I can clock him on the back of the head.
Okay. Bam. You hit him with every bit of that flail. And it does split him right into his head into. You kind of took one off of Sinclair's teachings there and like split his head wide open. Anything else?
But yeah, I still got 15 feet.
Yeah.
I just kind of look over Sinclair's like, see, I thought all you needed was just one hit, not throw those smacks. I use my rest, my movement, go up to the dog.
Okay.
And question, because I did make the attack, do I still have the bonus action to use my shield or no?
Well, yeah,
So-
you made an attack with your weapon, and
Okay.
you moved. Yeah, you can use your bonus action.
I just didn't know if that bonus action counted towards the guy I hit originally, or if I could just use it.
I don't know. Put that feed up there so I can look at it and see. But I would think that. I mean, any other bonus action you can use separately.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to use it before. You just can't hold it till after your turn.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm actually doing it right.
If you take the attack action on your turn, you use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. I mean, a DM could interpret that as being where you took the bonus action, you have to shove a creature 5 feet.
I was gonna move up to this dog, and as I'm moving up to it, I was gonna see if I can bash it across the head and knock it prone.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, you don't need to ask that again. So yeah, you can always, if you haven't used all your move, you can always use your shield.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attempt to knock him prone.
Okay.
That's a pretty cool feat.
Now, is that just an attack, or does he have to make a counter roll against that?
It's my athletics versus his athletics, or acrobatics, whichever you prefer. If he fails, he's either knocked prone or pushed 5 feet from me. If he succeeds, nothing
Well,
happens.
he can't beat that roll, period.
So as I knock him into the face, I kind of spin my flail and I go, sit. I bring the flail down upon his head.
And he is on the ground. That's a prone token. And you said what? You're taking a second attack now?
Yeah, my second attack.
So you always get that dueling? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's just added on to the roll.
Okay. Bam! You clock him across the face, and he's laying on the ground in a daze right now. Anything else?
I think I'm good.
Oh, hold on. I think I skipped somebody now.
Where's Lars? Why? I mean, he's not doing anything.
Oh yeah, he's not in the tournament.
He's blended in with his surroundings. He don't even know where he's at.
Super ninja.
Speak of the devil, Lars is like, him. I didn't get to go, guys. Oh, you guys were fighting. Ah, okay. Right here. Let me help out.
Good old Lars, we can always trust on you.
Wow, you guys are cleaning up. What has he got left to attack?
Fireball does that.
Just normal wizardy things.
The glass cannons.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why I'm rolling damage. Lars breaks out his big two-handed sword and whacks him over the head and finishes him off. And starts charging at that guy. So, you got two left.
So I'm going to move up a bit, and I'm going to hold my action until I see that other guy leave the darkness.
Okay. This guy comes up and he swings his scimitar. Lars. Ooh. He is completely useless.
Poor Lars.
No, not Lars.
Oh, the other guy.
He missed him by
I
a
know
mile.
you said you made Lars weak.
No. I did say generally I just kind of make them somebody to tag along the party and help out, but being we're short. He's.
I like how that was your first thing to say, though. Oh, poor Lars.
No, I was actually saying, oh, we're cultists. I think.
I mean, he will end his day in a bloody hump on the floor.
This guy. You're looking through the darkness. Come on, roll 20. So he stepped out of the darkness, but you can't see through it.
Okay, then I'll just cast my cantrip at this guy. And that be this.
Okay, what did you cast?
Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Um,
He made his saving throw. It kind of attacked his brain, the little bit he had there, and he shakes it off.
it was enough to attack.
Were you doing anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Zerish?
Excuse me, pardon me. And same thing with the goblin. She's gonna try to take it across the back of his head.
Okay. You clock him really good upside the head there.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to. Oh well, he's dead.
Your final strike was almost like a baseball bat. When you hit him, his head looks like it looks like you hit a brick wall when you hit him because your weapon just stops moving. But then you notice coming out of the other side of his head is all the matter that was inside his head.
I take a few moments to try and I stand on his on his body a little bit to try to yank the flail back out. So with a loud sound.
Look at
Yeah.
The last guy has passed. Okay, so they are all dead. You don't see that the kind of the leader. He seems to have disappeared there.
Finish off that last guy, and if nobody else is around, I would have dropped concentration, so darkness kind of.
Maybe we should have captured one of them for questioning.
I
How's mine?
was kind of hoping the same thing, but
But you killed the guy.
they're fragile. I mean,
that's true.
well, now that I look at it, I might have used a little bit too much force. Eh.
Well, if it's any consolation, those guys don't really seem like they know much.
That's true. We can always just continue in towards the Colosseum.
Well, let's see what all they had on them first. Maybe they had like a letter or something.
Oh, and
Good
those
call.
gnomes had blow darts with some kind of poison.
Those could be useful.
Those those useless guys. I can't say they're totally useless. They had the sharpened teeth and the scimitars. As you're looking through those, roll me a perception check.
Everyone or
Yes.
just
You can decide who's doing the searching, and if somebody wants to assist that's proficient in investigation, you can assist and give them advantage.
Could I investigate?
I'm sorry?
I want to roll investigation.
You wanted to what?
Investigate those corpses.
Oh, okay. You do. Did anybody assist you? Anybody proficient in investigation?
nah.
Just saying ahead of time, it's kind of good practice working as a team to learn who is good at doing different things. Obviously, like a rogue would be good at listening at doors, finding traps, and things like that. Maybe a paladin or a bard would be good at personality type stuff. Things like that. If you just get to know each other's character a little bit, then you would know who would be a good person, or maybe there's a few good people at investigation and searching and things like that, and who can assist when they do that a lot. But just putting that out there. But you do on your investigating this gnome. Between all 4 of the gnomes, you find 40 silver pieces. No notes or anything like that.
So, who's keeping the money between all?
You doing party gold?
I think that was Darren.
We so far have been dividing it up equally, I believe.
Well, then 10 silver pieces each.
That seems fair.
Thank you.
I hand them over to other people. Below gun, darts.
I don't need any.
I'm pretty comfortable with what I have. I don't need to know how to use one of those.
No, I mean, did I find those? Because I was only told about silver pieces.
You guys should have just gotten a handout there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can just, anybody can edit that, add to it. So just you can just write down party loot or however you want to do it. It's just for your guys' use, however you want to do it.
Okay. So it's
All right.
40 silver pieces only, nothing else that is of use.
That's correct. You do see that he's got the fanatic guy's got a dagger. He is wearing leather armor, but that's about it. He seems more of a spell guy.
Can I see that dagger for a minute?
Well, of course. I passed over.
Well, using a dagger, I want to see if I can get. I want to see if I can get the hide off the dog that isn't burnt.
There's a total of 4 daggers. If anybody else wants one,
I will pass. It's much too short of combat
Pass.
for me.
I only took one. I guess Zarish will take the other 3. And I'll just put that in the party list.
So roll me a. I think Zarish took the first dagger, so roll me a die 6. So you estimate it would take you 30 minutes to get most of the hide off of that goat?
I was trying to get the hide off the dog. I knew the goat was burnt.
Okay, well, the dog as well.
Definitely want to eat that goat for lunch if
It's well cooked.
Um,
Also,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Doc.
What's that?
I was just gonna say, through all the investigation, like everybody looking through the bodies and stuff, would I have gotten that done within that time period, or do I need to say a little bit more?
We would say like investigating these bodies, unless you guys get really more thorough than, or something takes longer than expected. It would take maybe 10 minutes. So, I mean, it's up to them if they want to wait around and see what happens for the next 20 minutes.
But if it's something we really need, but do we really want to spend more time? Away from our allies?
I don't think they really have anything. And now they know we're here, so maybe we should move along.
Well, let me finish my. On the gnomes, you find they are carrying a war pick. So there's a total of 2 war picks. One of the gnome has chainmail. You would have to take it into a town to have it resized, probably, unless somebody is really small in the group here.
We all stand at least 6 feet, except for the dwarf, and I think he's like 4 something.
Yeah, he's still almost,
Still too big.
especially with his girth, he's more than double the size of the gnome. You also find a dart gun.
Oh, there you go.
You could take that along with you and see if you find darts for use if you wanted to. Just throw it in the party loot.
Yeah, I'll take it for myself. I don't really have many options, so it would be a good thing to have.
Well, we'll say there's two dart guns because there was 2 of those gnomes. If you want to take 1 or 2, it's up to you.
I'll take 1.
And on the thought I already did the cultists, but did you guys take scimitars? There would be
No.
4 scimitars among these bodies.
Yeah, I didn't take any scimitars. I'm kind of.
No, I don't think I did either. I haven't been loading up on weapons.
If anybody wants one, you can take it. There's 4 of them. Also, leather armor, but the other guys had leather, so fine there. But that's all they were carrying. That's why they were kind of useless for the ranged attacks. And that's about it, unless somebody wanted to, like, maybe take the goat's head and get a really strong rope and use it as a necklace or a chain or something. You could become a cultist as well.
Take the horn and make a nice drinking glass out of it.
There you go. A ram's horn.
Unfortunately, the only thing I have to get such a horn is blunt force trauma, and I might break it.
Could try to axe it off.
I'll let anybody make a difficulty 15 attack on it, and if you succeed, you get it, and if you fail, you bust it. It would need to be like a cutting weapon. And he just missed, and as the horn loops around, he got the second half as he cleaved the first half off cleanly, and it cuts it almost in two.
I tried.
A valiant effort.
Does the target need to be moving?
No?
What exactly were you trying to do there, Sigler?
Cut off his horn for you. That's what you wanted,
For
wasn't
me?
it?
Out of character, I mentioned that just as a thing. It could happen.
Well, then
So-
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just... I'm just swinging my sword.
Your stick.
You're compensating for something.
That lake, by the way, was it was like an artesian spring. So it's really particularly good water. And as you enter in the area of this town, you notice that, like I said, the ancient streets are overgrown. They've become valleys between the debris of the crumbled buildings. The largest of the valleys all lead to the central clearing where the Great Pyramid stands. You guys hear shouts and lots of bushes rustling, lots of these dogs, familiar dogs barking, and they're, you kind of turn around and look, and it looks like the entire jungle is moving, and you see out in the lead of these people, the guy that was hooded earlier, followed by literally hundreds of these guys with the sharpened teeth following behind them. And they're coming from behind you. They're pretty small. They're not real big, so they're probably not very fast. You guys can make your way easily ahead of them towards this temple.
Without being seen?
You're not sure if you've been seen or not, but you definitely will be if you hang out there. If they haven't seen you, they're searching for you.
Is it all like the same density, or is it clearing up the closer we get to the temple?
Well, the roads, like I say, they are overgrown, but as you get closer to the temple, They're still overgrown, but there's not as many buildings around it, so it's easier traversing. So are you heading that way?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
if it's gonna
I'm not-
bring us deeper into the...
Or it could bring us in between whatever is in the temple and those guys.
What if they know that we're here now? Wherever we go, we're still probably gonna get found. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they get hounds.
Cause I think one guy got away. But yes, dogs are pretty good at finding us.
Well, then if we go into the temple, we'll box ourselves in.
Right.
You guys haven't noticed an entrance to the temple blaring out at you. Could be on
Very
the other
obvious
side, it
important.
could be at the top, it could be around it somewhere. But you know these guys are getting closer and you start hearing the dogs barking louder and louder.
I don't like either of our options. We could either go into the temple and hope that there's a place that we could lay low, maybe even surround ourselves to where we can get them in one spot, or we could stay out here and try to hide and maybe they'll go past us.
Getting surrounded seems like our less preferable option, so I agree on going inside, even if it just makes it so that we're not getting in from all directions.
Yeah, we don't have much of an option here then.
So I certainly think we should get inside and try to hide, and if not, at least fortify some defenses.
Lars? I mean, your life is on the line just as ours. What do you think? Do you want to go in that creepy temple? Do you want to think it's better to stay out here?
Once again, you don't know. You don't see an obvious entrance. You don't know if you would go through it at the top or if you would go through it in an opening around the side or what.
Right, I was just trying to see if it'd be better to go to the temple or stay here.
This is why we should have taken a prisoner.
I told you I'm sorry.
I was trying to do something about that hooded guy, but he just got lost in the darkness and ran off.
Well, let's take the gamble. Do we run around the sides or go up the temple to try to get inside?
I feel like running to the side would be safer, wouldn't it? Like if we run up it, wouldn't we be more exposed?
I mean, yes, but we'd also have the high ground against who's coming in behind us.
Just true.
We don't really have ranged weapons, so it won't really count for much.
It's also true.
Yeah, so let's why don't we climb up? If anything, we get the better view of the land.
That's also true.
Excellent.
Oh,
Then let's climb the stairs.
Alright, let's go.
no.
Okay. You guys really got to sprint as they were getting very close. And as you head towards the pyramid temple, you tread across cracked and overgrown flagstones, stepped over fallen and shattered pillars, pushing aside vines and briars. When you're nearly at the temple, the sounds of creatures crashing through the underbrush comes from behind you. You turn around to see people with sharpened teeth as they release animals held back with ropes and moving through the woods towards the clearing around the pyramid. Suddenly the earth shudders and gapes open beneath your feet, and you are falling amid the roar of collapsing masonry. Dust fills the air, and sunlight disappears as a darkness swallows you up.
We're currently falling. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So, you have arrived. I want to read this to you.
By the way, I just want to point out some creepy music.
Definitely a good music choice.
Well, the first thing you notice is you hear a loud crash, and you're actually hit by a bunch of rocks that follow you down. You land on somewhat of a solid surface, and shit. It is pitch black. Wasn't supposed to reveal that.
Is this a magical darkness or?
Is that what you're asking somebody?
No, I was asking you if it.
Am I
is it just
playing
pitch
as
black
your
for me,
god or what? Because
Well, no, he's asking, is it pitch black for me or is it pitch black for everybody? Like, is it a magical darkness or is it...
I cast the. Hold on a second. Make sure I get it right.
you notice your breathing is a little bit more labored than usual. You can tell from the sound that you're in kind of a somewhat of a cavernous area.
Alright. I pulled out a small torch and cast prestidigitation on it.
Okay, so you light a torch that you're holding. You have a torch.
I got 10 of them, but I cast prestidigitation to light it.
I'm muted.
Ah, that's much better. Is everybody alright?
Am I with them? Even?
I will say ahead of time that although this map looks like it is north and south, you're actually facing west. I'm sorry, you're actually facing east. Blame the designers for that one.
Oh, I see.
Damn designers.
Do I hear anyone around me?
You don't really hear anything. I mean, other than rocks dropping ground after kind of the cave-in.
I just go ahead, dust myself off.
You do know that the west, from what you can tell, is pretty blocked off from the wall of stone that's fallen in.
Yeah. I
Do
just call Zarish. Sinclair, are you around here?
I can see him, right?
I'm over here.
Do I also need to light a torch, or should I be able to see because of Zerish's torch?
Well, you can see because of Xerxes' torch. It's if you light one as well, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, my character can't see anything. That's why I'm asking.
You should be able to. What? You're telling Sullivan? No,
Sinclair.
Sinclair.
Yeah, my map is black.
It shows you see light.
I'll try refreshing.
Also, this is good for me to know about dark vision, because I just assumed that you could just see it.
Well, if everything was the same and you could predict what to do in every situation, it would make a pretty boring expedition, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very boring, but I'm glad this clarifies how dark vision works. I like this part. Are you two alright? What is Lars?
Can you see Sinclair?
No, I still can't see anything.
Alright, hold on. Can you see Sullivan?
Yeah, I can see the arrow.
You can't see me though?
Now I see everyone.
Okay, now I can see. Yeah, there we go.
That's my bad. I forgot to hit that all players see the light that he was emanating. So yeah, if you wanted to light a torch yourself, you can do so.
Yeah, so I'll also light a torch.
Xeris, you notice that it's quite difficult to get that to light. You've like cast it a number of times to get this to light. So who
I
is
see.
it like lights and it kind of sparks and flutters and goes out a number of times as you try. So who is lighting it again?
Sinclair.
The same for you trying to light this.
I'll
Right.
assist. Was press. Did it? Как он это называет? What's it called? Prestidigitation. Yes.
Aluminum num num num.
Well, there you are, Lars.
Jeez, he's got a bright torch.
I'm not compensating for anything. All torches are this bright. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, you probably lit enough torches before to where you can tell your torches are not emanating light very far. It's like it's really thick air and it's kind of hard to breathe. It makes it just hard to see through the air. It's so thick in here, and it's actually
Like we're in
kind of noxious to your. It doesn't make you feel very good.
Would it be similar to like the mines that I'm used to?
Multiply it by 10, probably, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't smell quite the same.
While this is going on, I'm going to try to cast Mage Hand to see if it's only darkness or is it magic that it impedes.
The air has an amber tint to it. And what are you trying to do now?
I wanted to cast Mage Hand to see if there any interference.
It's to see, what are you trying to see with the mage hand?
Is there any interference with the magic as I cast it?
No, there doesn't appear to be any interference with magic.
Okay. Well, it seems we're in a dungeon and we should be really careful with these things that are very notorious for traps.
Traps. Like people just put in dangerous traps in their home?
Well, I don't know.
So everybody roll me a nature check. Wow. The party appears to be at one with nature. All except for Lars. He can't understand why, because he's a pretty damn smart guy.
I was about to say, smart one.
But Sinclair especially, but just moments later, Zerish and Simon. Everybody can tell the gas is irritating. But you actually discern that this gas is probably toxic. Just from the fact that the flames aren't lighting, it's hard to breathe. Basically for each hour you're in the presence of these fumes, it's going to cause some damage.
We probably don't want to be down here very long.
I take out one of the it's like the upper half of common clothes that I had still stored away in one of my bags. I take it out and I cut off one of the sleeves and I try to use it as a bandana for my face.
Okay. So,
I pass the cloth around, like, if anybody else wants to use it.
Thank you.
Like the same one that's been on your face, or like a different, different portion of
I
the
cut off a part of this tunic, and I just handed off the rest to everybody else.
Same.
So I think this is a good place to stop for the night. I would go on for maybe about another half an hour or so, but I think it's